So, Stephanie Blum, thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. It's been a minute.
Thank
And
you.
you just had quite the adventure. We started talking about this off mic, but then I was kind of like, wait a second, we gotta. I want to hear about this. So you just got back from New York, and what happened when you were
Well,
trying to get back to Los Angeles?
well, first of all, when we went to New York, we were on the plane, JetBlue, and we were taxiing, and they said we have to come back to the home base because someone was in the aisle, like slumped over in their seat, like
Oh,
this.
jeez.
And the flight attendant was trying to wake her up, and she just wouldn't answer. So they said we have to go back. We go back to the beginning. Then they bring on paramedics. Paramedics check out this woman, ask her questions, and the flight attendant said, I'm not comfortable leaving with her. And they said, well, we can't take her off because she's answering questions and she seems to be alert, right? She took a Xanax. So I think she didn't time it properly. You know how that happens.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so then the pilot gets on. We have to refuel now because there's always refueling involved, which means another like hour on the plane. He gets on the mic and he says, everything's fine. We just had a passenger who wasn't feeling well, but she was just very tired. Like that's what he actually said. She was very tired, and I like laughed out loud, and two people behind me laughed out loud because it was just I never. Is that a diagnosis? Is that an explanation? She's just a little tired. I was like, oh, okay. Well, now she's good. We're all good. So we didn't hear from her again. But then coming home, they had us on the tarmac too, waiting, saying we need to wait. There's 40 people ahead of us. We need to
So this is
wait.
when you're in LA now.
Now I'm in New York, flying
Still in
back
New
to
York.
LA. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the
Wow.
other
Okay.
one with the little tired, that was on the way to New York.
Oh,
Now
okay.
on the
Gotcha.
way
Gotcha.
back, we're sitting in the plane an hour. They said there's 40 planes ahead of us. And then finally they said, okay, we need to refuel because we're sitting here now. So
Oh my
wait, why don't
God.
you turn the plane off? I mean, I'm no pilot or no genius, but maybe turn the plane off so you save the fuel or put more fuel in. I don't know. What do I know? I play Nintendo, So we have to go back refuel, and then we're standing in line again, and then they're like another hour. We have to refuel, and then people
So
would
they
get
refilled twice.
yeah twice, and
Oh
then they
my God.
canceled. Then they canceled the flight. They canceled the flight, and we had to
Oh,
all get off.
wow.
I mean, thank goodness I didn't have. I had a show Sunday, and this was Friday night. So I was a little nervous, but I was like, I'll make my show Sunday. So then I went to Newark from JFK, Newark, and took a flight at 5:30 in the morning
Wow.
to get back to LA at 9 in the morning. Yeah, it was an adventure, but I felt bad for kids, like people with kids, because I remember that I have three kids, but they're teenagers, and but little kids on the plane, they're freaking out, and people are getting annoyed with them, and the parents are getting annoyed with the people that are getting annoyed with them. It was. I just felt for them because I know what that's like. It's just like you feel hard. I remember I was on a plane, and my son, he was 3, he was kicking the sorry, my daughter is texting me. Of course, she never talks to me, but now she has to. Okay, can you hear
She
me? Am I
checking in.
good?
She's like, "Are you telling the Plate story? It's a good one. Make sure you
No,
tell the
she's
Plate story on the podcast."
no. You know what she's doing? Can you get me a tutor? I have a quiz tomorrow. That's what she's doing. I
What
should
she
get
need
her
a tutor in?
in math. We're not
Oh,
bright in math. Our whole family is very bad in math. But you're telling me the day that you need the tutor. Yeah, that's how my life usually is. They're like,
don't they
oh,
have places they can go for that? Like, isn't there like a tutor center and whatnot?
yes, there is. Thank you for bringing that up,
She won't
Ron.
go.
Because no, and we pay for a private school too, and we're like, now we're gonna pay for a tutor. Go to the damn. They have a tutoring lab. Go there. And she's like, I don't
Yeah.
understand, and they don't help me. that kind of thing. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, she's like, "Can you get me a tutor? I'm very busy. I'm telling plane stories." So so I remember my son was 3. I was on a plane, and my son was kicking the seat. How I'm trying to stop him, and I'm apologizing to the woman in front because he's just kicking the seat. And I'm like, "Noah, cut it out. Stop it." And she turns around and she goes, "This is why we have murderers in the world. Because of
Whoa.
parents like you." Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
Isn't
went
that a leap? Isn't that a big leap, Ron? Like, isn't that like, how
that
about
that
just bad parenting? Like, now I'm creating a murderer? That seems
yeah,
a
that
little
went
bit.
from 0 to 100 real fast. That was, I
Yeah.
mean, I understand it's like sometimes people and
It's
I try
annoying.
really hard. Like I try really hard when I see people with kids to kind of be like, look, I get it, even though I don't have kids myself. I try not to ever have a not happy look on my face. Although I can't promise that never happens. I can't promise
Right.
I never
Right.
have a bit of a frown. Although these days I always have a mask on, so I guess maybe they won't know. But
Right.
but
True. Very
like I
true.
do try my best. But yeah, that went to 100 really quick. Well, what did you tell her? Were you like, "You're welcome"?
I was shocked, and then I just started, and I don't like confrontation, but I started arguing with her. And then my husband was like, "All right, let's just tone it down, like stop." Because I was like, "What? Are you out of your mind?" Like, I started like going at her, and then I was just like, "You know what?" Because I was annoyed too. He was a pain in my ass too. Don't get me wrong. And I understand people with no kids. I have kids. When I'm on a plane alone and I see kids, I don't want to see them. I don't want them near me. I don't
Sure.
want them crying. So I get it. Like, I totally get it. I don't respect that, but I couldn't leave him home. He's 3 by himself. That would
Well,
be
that's the
wrong.
thing. I mean, honestly, if you would have left him at home, that's what makes serial killers.
Yeah. So
Neglect.
that's
Her theory sucked for a
right.
number of reasons. Her theory was way off.
I know. I was like, what? I, you know what? Now I'm thinking of all the weird, I've never actually put them all together, all the kind of odd experiences I've had on planes because
There were
I,
better comments than that one that you got.
no,
There's
well,
some.
a couple of months ago,
You're the
I was,
reason for poverty. The way you're parenting right now, you caused it.
that's right. I create fun in the world.